Hey, what's up guys? My name's Alligamer and you're probably wondering why I am on the GameCast channel. I'm here to do a review for Splatoon for the Wii U. So, I am absolutely in love with this game, and since I like it so much, James decided to let me come aboard and do the review for it. So, without further ado, let's get started. So in Splatoon, you're an Inkling, which, if you didn't know, is a half-squid, half-kid anthropomorphic creature. The goal of the game is to cover as much turf in the arena with your color ink as humanly, squidly? As humanly or squidly possible. There are two different teams, each with the same goal. After the 3-minute round is up, the team that covers the most area wins. There's also a single-player mode where you battle Octolings, or you can do the 2-player couch co-op mode where the goal is to pop as many balloons as possible. So getting into the nitty-gritty, there's a insane amount of different weapons and special attacks that can be utilized on the playing field to, give your team that extra edge that they need to glide past the competition and soar into first place. So first up we have the Splat Roller. As you can see, this weapon's not really meant for fighting, but then again, neither is the game's objective. Splat Roller's main objective is to cover the ground and is a defensive weapon as opposed to the wide variety of offense weapons. Now, did you notice on the screen how it said low ink and I couldn't roll anymore? When this happens, it is your job to hop back into your team's color of ink so you can recharge, which doesn't take too long, thankfully. Notice the bar in the top right corner. That's your charged attack. When the bar gets completely filled, you can release one major attack that can either make or break the round for your team. I released the Killer Whale, which, if any opposing team members were in the line of fire, would splat them and send them back to base. Also, when the enemy team members are closing in, as long as you don't move and they didn't see you, you can sit and hide in your color of ink until they get close enough for you to go in for the attack. Just a pro tip. You can also launch from anywhere on the map to one of your team members' locations. This saves you those precious seconds of swimming into the battle. Be wary when using this. Did you notice that blue circle on the ground? That was an enemy team member launching to that spot, but thankfully we splatted him and his partner before they could take myself and the other roller out. Now it's pretty important for me to point out that although you may think you're doing really well, someone could easily be following behind you and covering your tracks like I just did. It's imperative that you keep your eyes on the gamepad as well as the TV screen because any wrong move can cost you and your team the game as you frantically run around covering the turf. So now we get to the finisher. The entire arena is displayed on the screen and there's a slight pause. Judd the Cat points his tail, and flag obviously, to the winners of the round, and this time it was my team. The percentages don't add up to 100 because neither team covered the area 100% completely. You get your level up points no matter if you win or lose, but if you win you get 300 bonus points as well. The amount of points is equal to how much area you covered. Also, your gear can level up. The upgrades will give you a slight advantage in such as quicker reload times, faster movements, and all that stuff. Next up is the Jet Sculpture. This weapon doesn't fire insanely quick, but it packs a punch when it hits you. As you can see, it does get the job done when it comes to inking the turf. In this part, I'm attempting to cover the area when my team and I are actually ambushed by someone's special move, the Kraken. Next round, I was right up at my enemy team's launch pad, and I was just trying to play sneak attack mode and cover the area when no one is around. My special attack is called the Ink Strike, and it's basically a giant missile that rains down on the area I select on the gamepad and creates a circle of my team's ink. Luckily, I launched it before I was taken out. Next up is, honestly, my least favorite weapon, called the Squiffer. This weapon is ones like it are the snipers of the game. They're charged, very powerful attacks that can kill in one hit and cover a straight line of area. I'm just not personally very good with this weapon is all. That's the main reason I don't like it. There really isn't much to say about this weapon since I'm just so bad with it, but I did learn that you can splat players by rapidly firing it, which is pretty cool. Our next weapon we'll look at is the Splatter Shot. This weapon is just one of the basics. It gets the job done when it needs to, and it's honestly one of the easiest to get a handle on. I actually did pretty well with the Splatter Shot, but that may just be because I went from using the Squiffer to this one. Splatter Shot is a pretty rapid firing weapon and can obviously take anyone out when it's gotta. This weapon is called the Gal? Well, it's one of them anyways. It fires a tad slower, but obviously slower means more powerful in this game. It takes a bit of ink since it shoots so powerfully, so don't forget to jump back into your color to recharge. And the main reason I'm showing you this clip is so you can see that Inkzooka. The ink Zuko fires about 4 insanely powerful shots that splat you in one hit, and they sort of just look like mini tornadoes. Next up, I wanted to show you how imperative it is that you stay hidden and not just run into a fight with no plan. I personally like to swim in my ink, and when I saw this guy coming, I couldn't just sit back and let him destroy my turf, so I decided to swiftly hop up behind him and take him out when he wasn't expecting it. So one of the last things I really want to show you is the shops. Each shop has a specialty they sell. For example, this shop sells headgears. Shop owners each have their own unique personalities, which makes them all the more fun to talk to. For example, this shop is my favorite due to the clownfish in Annie's hair that makes fun of you. So when you buy items, you have the option to equip them within the store after purchase. Each item gives you a unique bonus to help you conquer the turfs. They also get more pricey as your levels increase, so don't forget to save your money. You can also hang out in the plaza and look for what your fellow Inklings are posting on the Miiverse. Usually they're pretty funny posts or memes. Unfortunately, I didn't record any single-player missions because I really didn't want to spoil the fun for anyone or spoil anything, so I'm sorry about that, but I did happen to get some 2-player versus matches in. So in 2-player mode, the objective is to pop as many balloons as you can. It's a weird objective, but yeah. So whoever pops the most balloons when the time is up wins the round. And honestly, it's pretty entertaining, and it really creates that competitive environment between you and your friend. So it did a pretty good job with that, and it's weird that it doesn't focus on covering the turf. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to hit that like button or subscribe to GameCast's channel. Or, you know, if you're not into these videos and you want to check out some Let's Plays, why not check out my channel? It's called the Alligamer. I'll leave the link in the description and an annotation. So yeah, don't forget to share the channel with your friends. I know that James really appreciates it. So yeah, thanks so much. Thanks again for watching, guys. Bye.